Robert Mueller departs Capitol Hill, June 21, 2017, from APREXShutterstock. With the first charges filed in Robert Mueller's Trump-Russia investigation, frustrated Republicans are looking anew at ways to obviate the meddlesome special prosecutor. Firing Mueller would precipitate a political crisis that would engulf, and possibly consume, Donald Trump's presidency. Earlier attempts at eroding Mueller's credibility by highlighting his friendship with James Comey, his short-lived successor as FBI director, only succeeded at further angering Trump's base. But while the president's lawyers have advised him to let Mueller do his job, expediting a legal process that they believe will ultimately vindicate him, other Trump allies are out for blood. And some believe they've found a way to force Mueller to resign without getting the president impeached in the process. Mueller can't be a special prosecutor when he himself is under investigation, Roger Stone, a longtime Trump confidant, told the Daily Caller on Monday, hours after news broke that Mueller had indicted former Trump campaign advisors Paul Manafort and Richard Gates, and extracted a guilty plea from George Papadopoulos. And Trump doesn't have to fire anybody. The key, he explained, is the controversial 2010 decision by the Obama administration to allow Rosatom, a Russian nuclear energy agency, to acquire a controlling stake in Uranium One, a Canadian firm that had a major mining license in the United States. Around the same time, Bill Clinton received substantial speaking fees in Russia, and the nonprofit Clinton Foundation received donations from entities with interests in the Uranium One deal. Republicans contend that this amounts to a quid pro quo that wasn't sufficiently investigated by Mueller when he led the FBI. Mueller is guilty of obstruction and cover-up in Uranium One, Stone argued. Stone isn't alone in hoping to leverage alleged Democratic scandals to trigger Mueller's recusal. Multiple Republican members of Congress have suggested, without evidence, that the special counsel is hopelessly compromised. Fox News has kept up a constant drumbeat of criticism aimed at Mueller's office. Even the Wall Street Journal editorial board published a controversial op-ed last week calling on Mueller to serve the country by resigning so as to allow the Justice Department to credibly investigate the FBI's handling of the infamous Steele dossier. But according to several legal experts I spoke to, Stone's plot to kneecap Mueller is fundamentally flawed. You need a special counsel in situations where high-ranking people in the current White House are implicated in a criminal investigation, including potentially the president. Richard Painter, who served as an ethics lawyer during the George W. Bush administration, explained. That is why we appointed a special counsel in the Russia investigation, and indeed we didn't end up getting one until President Trump fired the director of the FBI. If the Trump administration wanted to investigate Uranium One, meanwhile, they wouldn't need a special prosecutor to do so. I don't understand why you would need a special counsel when no one is really concerned that Jeff Sessions and anyone else appointed by Trump is going to be anything other than diligent, former federal prosecutor Renato Mariotti said of any potential investigation into the Obama-era Uranium One sale. If anything, they will be overly so, he added. Were the FBI to probe the deal, there is no legal reason why that should affect Mueller's prosecution of unrelated crimes. It is unclear what, exactly, a special counsel would investigate in the first place. The Hill reported earlier this month that the FBI gathered substantial evidence that Russian nuclear industry officials were engaged in bribery, kickbacks, extortion and money laundering designed to grow Vladimir Putin's atomic energy business inside the United States, but ultimately the Obama DOJ did not bring charges in the case. Stone argued to the Daily Caller that this amounts to a cover-up, but Ira Matetsky, a litigation lawyer at Manhattan-based firm Gun for Sure, said the case laid out by Stone falls short of meriting an investigation at all. The fact that someone might think that it was a mistake to approve the uranium deal, or that it was a bad deal, or that the deal was not going to make America great again is not evidence of a crime. That is a policy disagreement, Matetsky told me. There would need to be a credible reason to believe that a crime was committed, and that a crime was committed by someone who the DOJ was prosecuting, even in the event that the Justice Department identified what they believed to be crimes committed by members of the Obama administration or the Clinton-led State Department. It's hard to see how they could possibly involve Mueller. Saul Weisenberg, a white-collar criminal defense attorney who served as the deputy independent counsel in the Whitewater-Levinsky investigation, noted that, as head of the FBI, Mueller wouldn't have made the decision not to bring charges in the Uranium One investigation. That task would have fallen to the DOJ, so, even if the failure to timely prosecute people in Uranium One is a crime, rather than a political embarrassment, I don't see Mueller ever being anything other than a potential witness in an investigation, Weisenberg said, adding, the only basis for conflict would be if Mueller was a potential subject or target of a Uranium One criminal investigation. As a practical matter, Rosenstein would never fire Mueller over something like this. Arguably, Stone may have overplayed his hand in signaling his plot to save Trump from Mueller's probe. If you want to make a suggestion that something is going to make a legal conflict of interest, the last thing you want to do is go out and announce that you are making the suggestion for blatantly political reasons, Matetsky said. He has reduced the chances that this could go anywhere by almost advertising that it will have a blatantly result-oriented motive.